The original PSVR is a full-on fossil now as it enters its 10th year. Blimey, 10 years since that glowing headset entered the living room and started the VR war, which has quietly been playing in the background over the last decade. And it's a war with many casualties, from headsets that failed to catch on to Nintendo fucking it up like only Nintendo could. But the futuristic PSVR has come out relatively unscathed. And now here in 2026, with the economy circling the toilet and the end of days surely coming,
I'm gonna do it!
is this a cheap and cheerful way to get into VR, or just another box of e-waste to avoid? Well, the answer is a big, solid maybe. I'm fair, so I'll give you the good, but I'll also give you the bad.
Well, hello there.
Unlike most modern standalone headsets, the PSVR is a closed system, a walled garden with no built-in web browser, so little Timmy can't go looking at, well, James Blunt's and his greatest hits. That's rhyming slang. Figure it out. That's not to say a curious and resourceful gooner will not find a way, but it's not as easy, and it's a multi-step process that honestly, by the time you set everything up, got the mood right, music in the background, your USB is full, it's just not worth it. The point is, it's a safe, curated environment. Well, outside of the horror games, but you know what I mean. If you're happy for your kid to play Roblox or Fortnite, then this is a similar ecosystem. One of the big reasons to even consider an old PSVR headset is its price. The PSVR is a commercial ghost, which means the second-hand market is a goldmine. You can get a headset with all the bits and bobs, minus the console, typically for around £100, euros or dollars, but I've seen some good bundles go for 50. If you've already got a PS4, then you're halfway there. If not, PS4s are also very cheap these days on the second-hand market, and if you really luck out, you'll find someone flogging a complete bundle. All in, you can go from nothing to a home VR setup in around 100 famous faces, give or take. The PSVR 2, on the other hand, will run you back at least a couple of hundred, and that's without the cost of a PS5 on top. And PC, that is an entirely different game, and you will not get such a smooth, out-of-the-box experience for the same price as the PlayStation VR setup. That I can guarantee you. Maybe you don't have a PS4 and don't want one. The PS5 is the modern toy. It makes sense to prioritize space in the cramped living quarters of a 21st century slave of the wage. No problem, fellow rebel. The PS5 can run the original PSVR headset. You just need an adapter which you can order for free from Sony or hunt around locally if you don't want to wait for the snail mail delivery. But this means you don't need to make extra space for an old, bulky console. It works with your new one too. Now, the main reason to get an original PSVR at all, the games. And sadly, none of them are backwards compatible with the PSVR 2 headset. That's to say, they will run on PS5, but only with an original PSVR headset. You can't use the PlayStation VR 2 headset to play original PlayStation VR games, which is shitty and a shame, but then you look at the tech in both headsets, and it does make sense. But that essentially means the PSVR's original library of games is locked down to that one little sliver in gaming history time, the PS4 era. And unless they got ports, and some did, to be fair, they are going to be stuck there for all of eternity. Not to sound dramatic or anything. But yeah, there are some great exclusives stuck here, like Drive Club VR, Blood and Truth, PlayStation VR Worlds, Firewall 0 Hour, and of course Astrobot Rescue Mission, and so many fun, weird games that came out of nowhere. Some of them even offering local multiplayer, something that has seemingly died with PSVR 2. But man, those games found a way. And it meant making VR social without going online. And you can still have that fun, either with pass-the-headset games or games that are specifically designed with one player in the headset and the other using the TV screen. It's a secret generation of classics, believe me. Just like the PSVR 2, the original PSVR has a cinema mode, but it's even better than the PSVR 2's. Kind of. It depends on what you want out of it. Because if you want a huge private screen for your PS4, PS5, or Nintendo Switch, or Xbox, or PC, yes, all of those devices, you just plug it in. The processing box for the PSVR is an HDMI pass-through, so if you can connect something to your TV with an HDMI cable, then you can see them shits right up close in VR too. I will, however, say that the image quality is not amazing by today's standards, especially after playing on PSVR 2, but it's good enough, and in a pinch, And if you don't want your stepdad to beat the shit out of you for touching the TV remote, you can hide in the PSVR headset. Honestly, I think you could just get one of these for the cinema mode, do nothing else with it, and it would be money well spent. And if you're a PC tinkerer, you can even get this thing running PC VR games, though expect to jump through a few hoops to get it going. Okay, so far I've given you some solid reasons to seriously consider throwing down some ration notes on the original PSVR headset, but let's be realistic. This is a decade-old piece of tech, and it comes with some serious baggage. So stick around for the reality check before you start haggling with Dave on Facebook. The tracking can be absolutely god-awful Trump-tier shite at times. The headset uses a single light-based camera to track the headset and any controllers that you're using. This means if the lights get blocked or go out of view or someone walks past, you're lost, and inside the headset, that can be a very jarring experience. That being said, it does work. And if you can get your setup optimized, you can have a great time. Just remember the tech powering this thing. Speaking of which, the PS Move ones are a bit of a joke. They're a relic from the PS3 era, glorified TV remotes with glowing balls on the end. They don't have analog sticks. They're clumsy, imprecise, and the single biggest point of frustration with the entire system. If you've never known anything better, they're fine. But if you've held a modern VR controller, this will feel like tying your laces with noodles for fingers. That's not to say they can't work well. It depends on the game. Some developers have managed to get more out of them than others, and there are a ton of games that also use the DualShock 4 or the PSVR aim controller, which offer more precise, traditional controls. But yeah, I love the headset, but I can't defend those bloody Move controllers. It's dead. It's not dying, it is dead. The platform is a ghost. There are no new games coming. What you see is what you get. You're not investing in the future of a living ecosystem, you're investing in a museum library of the past. Fuck me, that was poetry. So should you buy this thing? If you're a VR fan who wants the latest and greatest, then no, it's not for you. You've probably already had your time with it, and you're just sitting here eating dinner with me in the background. Bon appetit. These days, I'd recommend the original PSVR to parents looking for a cheap, safe, reliable VR headset from a known brand that's easy to set up and play. Yeah, it's a bit old, but it still looks super cool and futuristic with those lights. Kids won't care about the specs, they'll care they've got a wicked cool VR headset with lights. I would also recommend it to those who are curious and want to get involved without spending a fortune. It really is the cheapest, most practical way if you're on a budget. Personally, I love the thing. It's a brilliant but flawed bit of kit, but I've got so many good, actual good, happy memories tied to this headset that I'm pretty sure I could sell it to the blind. And that is the end of this video. And look, more stuff to watch. I hope you enjoyed this video and found it useful. If you did, do me a solid and go on down below and hit the like and subscribe buttons, and also the hype button, because that helps apparently. And don't forget to ding the bell so you're notified when there's something new to watch. It won't always be good, but it will always be monetized. I guarantee you that. I'm making my pennies. I've been Chris, you've been gorgeous, and I'll see you on the next one. Until then, cheers my dears.